I have Eric, the CEO of the studio Deep World, behind the project Beautiful Light, a PvPvP extraction game called, sort of, I'd almost describe like a Tarkov hunt, modern day. How would you describe it?
Oh, it's always a bit complicated to describe the game. So we use a comparison with Untitled and Tarkov because people know this game. But in fact, I think we offer a very different experience from both. If I need to take an extraction shooter who is closest from us, I would say it Untitled because we use the same philosophy that it's objective-based extraction shooter.
Oh, okay.
And not looting extraction shooter like Tarkov when you need to find object in the container.
Yeah.
Here it's more like I have a mission, I need to complete it, and then I go out of the map.
All right. Cool. All right. So welcome to Pod. So what we do is start things off. We do 3 random questions that get the juices flowing. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Favorite thing about where you live?
Oh, so I just moved from France to Geneva, and I would say the fact this is a quiet place,
nice.
a place that it's very calm here.
Yeah. All right.
And
Very good.
there's mountain everywhere and everywhere. Sorry, and so I love this. Yeah.
Nice.
This is my favorite thing.
All right. Second question: growing up, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, that's actually an interesting question. When I was a child, I want to be what we call in French gendarme. It's military police, but who mostly care about civilian stuff.
Okay.
You have the same thing in some European country. Basically, just a police on the side with police.
Okay.
Regular police. And I did it.
Oh, nice.
So I was a gendarme for 2 years. And the second thing I want to become when I was a child was video game creators.
Yeah.
Game dev, basically. And I'm doing it.
Right. Excellent. All right. Final question. When growing up, what was your favorite game to play? Video game?
There's a lot. There's so much games that I loved. I think my favorite game from all time is Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
And specifically from this ancient time, but it's more emotional, you know?
Yeah.
My nickname is Aherys.
Yeah.
And for people who know, yes, it's just a different pronunciation from Aherys of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's related from this.
Okay.
But when I was chill, I played a lot in World tournaments. Counter-Strike also. A lot of this game, and also a lot of MMORPG.
Yeah. Excellent.
So
cool. All right. So I first came across your game. I think it was Operation Drewski had a video. He was playing a sort of a labs version of it, and it just looked amazing. It looked immersive. Just the detail of it, the gunplay, the mechanics, the concept of aliens. But I think you call them anomalies, right?
Yes, it's not alien at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's anomalies.
So before you started Deep World Studio, what was your background?
So as I said earlier, I was gendarme. I did it for 2 years, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So it was a very cool experience. But there's some trouble in French police. I think you heard it. And basically, at some point, I just want to move on and make something more creative. And so I switched back to studies. I did 5 year studies for a master degree in computer science, specialized in C++ for nerds who are following us. And during the studies, for my end project, I start Beautiful Lights. The original name was ETL. This is a bit a code name.
Okay.
That means escape from the lab.
Yeah.
Escape the lab.
Yeah.
So it was a very different gameplay on the first thing. I was just exploring, and then the project started to build, and 4 years later, I'm here.
Oh, wow.
Near 5 years now.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my first big project, but also my first project at all.
Yeah.
Real project, and just fresh out from studio.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And now, what made you want to create your own game?
I mean, my whole life is video game.
Yeah.
Since I'm a child. I mean, I think my first game was Rayman when I was 3 years in 95.
Oh, wow.
On Windows 95.
Yeah.
So I was not even able to read, but I was able to run the computer and start Rayman. So yeah, I'm very old gamer. And I mean, at some point you just want to do your own universe, I think. I mean, I think it's also what drives so many game devs. It's just to create your universe and share it with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how we fall into it. And the second reason, it's really my own opinion. But I think nowadays there is like Hollywood is a share of the video game, of what they call also fast food games.
Yeah.
But it's more, I prefer Hollywood because it's like we have a recipe how to make a good video game.
Yeah.
And video game costs so much money to do.
Yes.
Like it's absolutely insane. And so a big studio often doesn't want to take too much risk, and it's something I understand. And so they deliver the same recipe and again and again and again without so much modification because they know this recipe gonna work.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sell and they're gonna be benefits on it, but we lose creativity.
Yes.
From video game from years 90 for years 2000. For myself, I mean, we totally lost it, and there's only small title, but sometimes title like Death Stranding, like Baldur's Gate 3, which just out, Outer Wilds and stuff like this, who bring something really new. And this is from the spirit. I mean, I want to create video game, like bringing the old-fashioned way to do video game, but with nowadays technique. And this is how beautiful light is here.
Oh, very cool. And now at this point, what is the team comprised of, and what is the experience of the team?
Very small. So this is one of the major flaws of the studio is there's a lot of people in the studio who is inexperimented. Like even myself, I mean, I'm not very experimented in video games. Development, I mean, or how we handle the team. So we learn in the same time that we made the project. And this is also why, I mean, I'm speaking maybe to my version of the future, that there's probably some huge mistakes that we are doing right now, or we don't know we are doing, and we will know later. But we are learning. And it's also why we are very open in the communication. It's because we know there's some stuff we're going to do that is messy, and we think the best way to handle it is basically to say it to the people. Like, we think this is a good way, but we are not sure. Let's try this way.
Yeah.
What was the original question? I'm sorry.
What was the experience of the team? How big is the team?
Yeah. Sorry. And so for 3 years, I think something like this, I was working totally alone on the project. And soon we got an investor. I mean, my associate is not really an investor who come to the project, who bring many funds into it. And so I was able to start to hire people.
Oh, nice.
But it's mostly people from modding community. And it's just like very recently that we start to have people who already have a huge experience in the video game development that come into the project and is able to, I don't know, I mean, provide some experiences. And it's very pleasant.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that's awesome. And now, today, where would you say along the road of the development, where is the game right now?
Usually, I mean, I don't know if you know it, but I'm doing a live dev stream.
A
dev stream about the game. So we are developing the game sometime in live.
That's really cool.
And when usually someone asks what is the percentage of completion of the game, I say yes. So the short answer is I don't really want to give percentage of the game because I mean a video game project is not always right since the start. Like you have a game design document and it's evolved, especially when you are doing playtests. You see that something who is not working, something who is working well. Sometimes we do mistake, like we just delivered a patch 2 or 3 weeks ago, and original player from the older patch say, "Oh, stop! You lost immersion here. You lost atmosphere. So go back." And so stuff like this. And so there's huge modification on the game design document. And as we are very small, we're able to switch.
Yep.
Always. So our goal is to deliver the game in the years 2024 on early access.
Yep.
This is the most complete answer I can answer for what completion is it. But if it needs more time, and it's always a question of funding also, of course, we'll take all the time we can to at least have an early version, early access, when we are pleased with the state of the game. So that means stability, performance, content includes. That I don't want to deliver an early access where it's just like, okay, there is bug, fix it, or wait for the fix. Just a technical demo, something like this. Now my real goal, my honest goal, is to have something on early access with pleasant to play. It will always be far from the plan of the released 1.0, the gold version basically, but something where you can enjoy and when you have enough content for the price you put into the game.
Nice. Very cool. And now, what inspired you guys, or, you to create a game that combines, PvP, PvE, horror, and, sort of a extraction shooter?
I'm laughing because this is probably the worst thing you can do in video game design. It's mostly because we play to video game and we're like, oh, this is cool. Can we do something like this also? And so we are exploring many video game, and it's how basically we build Beautiful Light. We are exploring games and we say, this future is so cool, but it will be even cooler if we do things like this and stuff like this. So, I mean, basically you can nearly follow through which state of the features we go by analyzing the actual features of the game. Like it's an extraction shooter, objective based, but where you can control monster as a bit like the SCAF system in but there is also gears like in extraction, like in Escape from Tarkov, but not like in Untitled. There is also a computer where you can have a terminal, so you can think about how games we played and we say, oh, this is cool, let's see for this and stuff like this. But we never, to be clear, we never copy a feature of a game. It's like really inspirational. So we take inspiration mostly from the game we played, and we try to rethink the thing and to bring our own version.
Yeah.
And it's why now, I mean, there's so much feature in Beautiful Lights that have been never seen. It's because we developed the game this way.
Yeah.
Oh, never seen is maybe a bit pretentious, but original.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And now, today, sort of, what are some of the milestones you're trying to hit in the next couple of months? Anything that you're working on currently, or any of the like sort of hills you're trying to climb?
So it's really precise on this. So basically right now, I mean, we are finishing the game mode. So we have a lot of playtests in the game mode, and we understood what was good, what was not good. So we are working on what we call the Lumen version, because we are just implementing Lumen. And rethinking what was the game mode before to have a much more pleasant version with a balance, with the flow of the game, who is logical and stuff like this. In the same way, on the next patch, we are implementing a first version of final animation for a weapon, and all the stuff with incoming with it, like melee system and stuff like this. Soon to it, we will have also grenade system. I mean, throwable systems, to throw thing like chemlight, like nets and stuff like this. This is for the PMC part. After we have two huge branches, is finishing the anomaly, because we have anomaly for the moment, but they are not balanced at all.
Yeah,
they are not even super funny to play on some kind, so there is something to think. And there is also the progression system, which is a huge part of the game. And in the middle of this, we need to pause the game, because for the moment when you play to the game, it's just like you host a private server on your computer, and you can join through the server browser. But what we need is to make the global matchmaking system. Like you have in Escape from Tarkov, when you start a raid, basically you are pinging a server who said, okay, we're going to create a session for all these players on the map and stuff like this. And so we need to create this. So this is the biggest milestone, is this thing precisely, because when we achieve it, that we can deliver a playtest for like huge playtest with 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 players at the same time if it's successful. Of course. So here as a goal.
Yeah.
So I would say quest, gears, loadout system, the matchmaking thing, anomaly, and then we are done for the early access mostly.
And now, up to this point, what would you say has been the hardest thing? So the toughest thing to sort of
everything. I mean, there's so many features. When I turn back to my team and say, "Oh, can we just remove this feature?" And usually my team is like, "No, if you do this, you're gonna kill the game." Yeah, but it's super complicated. It's a hell to balance. They're like, "No, it's like for anomaly." I mean, basically, the fact you can control anomaly is, sorry for the word, it's a fucking hell to balance. Like, it's so complicated because you need to have a monster controllable by players, so it's totally different character component from the human one.
Yeah,
it's unique. You need to think the level design for it. You need to think the balancing for it. It must be fun to play.
Yeah,
and it must be powerful enough to be fun to be, to incarnate, but not so powerful that it cannot wipe every player on the map.
Right.
And it starts to be really complicated when you mix this thing together. And so many times I was like, can we just remove those things from the game design document? And and hopefully my team is like, no compromise.
Good.
Go for it. And so now we start to have version who is good, and we will still working on it. But yeah, it's a huge challenge.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
We understood why no one did it before.
Yes. Yeah. It's a great concept. I love it. Like instead of having your scav or sort of, whatever, you're going to use as an alternative when you're not using your main guy. It's just a great concept.
Basically, when we see the numbers, the horror side of the game is one of the most important for people.
Yeah.
The atmosphere and the horror feeling. Like most of the people, I think, but it's what we see by the numbers of promotion and stuff like this, are interested mostly in the fact that the game need to have a very good atmosphere. Like you need to be taken, if it's correct in English, sorry. And they don't really care about balancing, basically. But we think it's not true because it's more like the short experience. That's the experience you have like for the 2, 3, 4 hours of the game. And then the after, when you want to play to the game 10 hours, it must remain fun.
Yeah.
So we are balancing on this state, if it's answering to the question.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I had a Bluedrake on a little while ago, and he was developing his own game, Operation Harsh Doorstop, and he said one of the tough things that he's found, creating a game by himself and bringing in other people was finding people you could trust, and because here's your baby, and now you're sort of opening the door to let them come in, and what's your take on that?
He's absolutely right, and and we are working with Bluedrakes team. Because I can't share so much stuff, but basically there are some people of our group who is working on a project.
Oh, cool.
But we are sharing developer from, I will not quote the name of the game here, because there is 2 other games where we share a member of the development team. And basically, it's like super hard. It's not hard to find people. It's super hard to find the good people.
Right.
Like the competent one and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Really, I'm now we have 3 dev in C++, but it's very recent, like it's 2 weeks, something like this. And the 3 years ago, I was the only C++ dev.
Oh, wow.
I'm just out of the school. Okay, this is my first project.
Yeah.
But so I'm not even very a good programmer, I think. There's a lot of things I need to learn. But when I was doing an interview with most of the application, they don't even know basic stuff we require for a game like this and stuff like this. Deep thing. So the thing was, it's really hard to find people who is competent.
Yeah.
Know basically how really C++ work. But same for artists. It was so much trouble to find the good level artists who have the same mindset of us, who is able to create destruction, development, asset placement, and stuff like this. I mean, I think we take 8 months, something like this, to find the guy. Same for the technical animator.
Yeah.
I mean, technical animator is like so hard to find.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's like really hard. And in the middle of this, you receive a ton of candidature of application for your company, and most of them are absolutely not relevant. So it's really hard,
Yeah.
when you are indeed to catch a good people.
Yeah. And then,
But well, you achieve it. The only thing who I think we are successful now to hire people is that the game was, I think, the second extraction shooter on the Steam wishlist. Aherys just in front of us, and Dark and Darker is out. But
yes,
if he was in the Steam wishlist, he was above us. But on Steam right now, we are the second one behind Aherys. And so the fact that the game starts to be now and have a community already and stuff like this makes the thing much more easy to catch people.
That's good. Yeah, you sort of have some credibility. You know, it's not some pie in the sky. You know, you people have, some people have played that labs like with Drewski, and I think I saw a video from Big Fry where you guys gave him some footage of sort of outside the lab, and it looks real. People, the mechanics. It's not just a staged video at this point.
I know it's something we don't want to do. Basically, I mean, I hate when you see a trailer and you are like, I watch a computer playing like a perfect golden pass for the video, not interesting for us.
Right.
So it's why we have the CGI trailer, which is released the 6th of September. So this is CGI, but we have also a gameplay trailer will be made, and my idea for the gameplay trailer is to have streamers and stuff like this who's playing to the game, and we just take record from their moment, a bit like EVE Online did from some trailer. And I think it's a great idea because you release the game basically.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. And now, jumping into the game, so can you, sort of dive into the, the game's lore, the background story?
No.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
There is most of the thing about the game is no secret. Like you see, we have no NDA. We talk openly about issue we have and stuff like this. And basically it's a test.
Yeah.
I think most of other studios who watch us like, no, don't do that. It's stupid. But we decide to go this way because we think it's always annoying as a player, because we were a player before. When you love a game and you have no communication at all on issue. So we choose to be very open. Maybe it's a mistake, maybe not. We will see with time.
Yeah.
But we keep one thing secret, is the lore.
Yeah.
And it's for mostly gameplay reason. But mostly because we will never release the lore. Basically, we have a lore book with Brighton.
Yeah.
And I hope it will never be leaked. Because the thing is, we create the whole game with a deep lore. So the lore is heavy.
Yeah.
I think interesting from my point of view. I'm the guy who writes it, so I hope. But the idea is to have the player discover the lore in the same time they're doing the game by quest, by looking around them. There is just a huge setup done with the trailer.
Yeah.
The CGI trailer gives a lot of lore element to have some clue. But basically, I would love to see player make theory about the lore and exploring some way, and maybe they will achieve to a better version than the original lore we have, and it will be fun because we can just say yes, this is it. No, but more seriously, yes, we have one lore version, and I love when game allow you to make theory about it and not giving a final state of the lore.
Yeah.
When you can imagine stuff around it.
Yeah.
I love also when movie do this, when the end is open, stuff like this. So we have it's the same. We have the end for the lore.
Yeah.
So we know how things finish, but it's not something we want to deliver because we want people imagine it.
Yeah. Okay.
And yes.
All right. And now, when it comes to the game itself, will there sort of be like, sort of a single player mode or a single, okay, so strictly all PvPvP.
You can host a server for yourself if you want.
Okay.
And run the game alone, but it's limited. The whole game has been synced to be played in multiplayers.
Yeah.
Same like we have a lot of requests for PvE only. PvE, sorry.
Yeah.
Only. And yes, the answer is you can host a server, but honestly, I mean, the game has been synced for PvP, VP, VE And even a lot of people is like, why the fuck you call this PvPvP VE and not PvP? And they may be right on some point. But my opinion, if you want to go on PvE game, like close to the universe of Stalker or SCP, then go for SCP 5K.
Yeah.
It will be much better experience than us for this point. I mean, our experience is more like, okay, you've played to Unshowdown or to Escape from Tarkov, and you want something who is in the close to the SCP or Stalker universe. Speaking about the book, Stalker, not the game.
Yeah.
Then yes, we are the right game for this.
Yeah.
But if you are really looking for a PvE experience now, switch to another game. It will be more fun, I think.
Okay. And then, so expanding on that, what role will teamwork play into the games? Like, will you need a, 2-man team to do things, or are you looking for like a 4-man? How big of the squad are you, envisioning?
And let's leak some elements. So, the maximum team group you can have is 3 into the game.
Yeah.
We think, but it's not definitive, we also allow to have a bit like Undid, like a solo and a duo queue.
Yeah.
And a 3-man queue.
Oh, okay.
But you can join the 3-man queue as a duo or solo if you want. There is also auto-completion for team. And there is also a global chat in the menu, who is, I think, a premiere for an extraction shooter. Like there is a, you can speak into the menu to all other people on the server.
Yeah.
And moderation will love it. But for the team play and stuff like this, the whole game has been think to be able to play if you are solo. Okay, so every challenge is able to be complete solo, but of course the game is much more easy if you are 2 or 3.
Right.
The thing is, teamwork is super important, especially if you want to go faster.
Yeah.
So there is different elements in the game, like the ability to revive, the ability to share some stuff. There is also some technical stuff. Tactical stuff. I will not share here, but who allow you to have much more teamwork with your friends, who is important, and those things you can undo alone. So let's give a concrete element. You see the terminals in the game. You can write it. You have all the command in Linux. I mean, not all the command, but it's close like real-life Linux shell terminal command system. And there is to take the artifact from the final bunker for Ground Zero, who is the first map. There is an interaction between players when someone needs to be on the computer, and the other one need to plug the correct thing on another room. And so communicate and say, okay, and you did the right thing or you did the wrong thing and stuff like this. So there is this kind of cooperation. You can still do it if you're alone, but you need to travel. So it will take more time. And in the end, I mean, for the first map, we go light with the terminal and commands, because we know it's, I mean, some people are just not from IT.
Right, yes.
And so we go for a very simple thing. It's like a tutorial basically, but more we will expand, more we will go on quest and stuff like this, more terminal system and stuff like this will be complex and close to the real life. I hope this is how we design the thing. And more also team play and cooperation for solving puzzle, or also the gameplay will be done. So yes, this is definitely something we want.
Very cool.
Most of all, there is when I say the maximum team of 3 is absolute limit, it's not really true, because we have 2 things in the game who greatly improve cooperation, I think, but also teamwork. It's maybe not correct to say this like this, but let's go on. First, we have it's not guild, but it's like you can have a group of people into the game, like a social group. When you're gonna go with your friend, apply for a faction, and stuff like this. Everything is not right in the stone for the moment, because it's just at the early sketch of this thing, but it's how we imagine the system at least. And you can share something. You have special competencies, also special bonus with your team. When you are in, there's some grinding, you can do it. There is a special thing we call I forgot the name of my own features, please. Expedition. So this is something we share on the roadmap, but we don't give any information for this. But I think it will be good. It's like super late end game. And we have also another thing. It's like what we call contractor mission. And contractor mission is the only moment in the game when you are placed out of your role as a PMC, like your character, but different guy.
Okay.
And so you have different contractor missions. There is mission you can do solo, on duo, on 3, and on 4.
Okay.
And you can also go with your faction if you go for 4. So to give you some insights, like the solo mission, there will be different missions, of course, but one of the solo mission is to just go on the map, not to check the artifact, not doing quests, but gather the stuff of a player who is dead and bring it back. And the player, and if you achieve, you will win money. And the player, a random player who asks nothing, will get back his stuff. A bit like Insurance in Starkov, but be done by real people.
Okay.
Duo gameplay is basically, for the month what we have designed, is assassination mission. Important to say, when you play to this contractor mission, mercenary contract, sorry for the name, your gears is offered. Okay, you don't bring gears in the map. It's like the game give it the gear for just this mission, and you cannot extract anything. You can just win money, and it's a different gameplay. Duo mission is like assassination. Like you have one guy in the map you need to kill. And you have sniper and ghillie suites for it. And this is the only mission, and he don't know this, so it's pretty funny. And go on for the 3 squad. But for the 4 squad mission, this is a 4 people squad. Sorry, this is what we call the black squad, and I think it's one of the most funny. Sorry, I'm sharing this. You spawn into the map with fucking heavy gear, like full in black, dressed in black, and you spawn directly into the last bunker. And your goal is to defend at all costs the bunker, avoid anyone to capture the artifacts. So it's like, you see, it's quest mission inside related, and it's just meant to be annoying to the player. So it's just at PvP. So this is daily mission. You choose one, you fill it, and it's some kind of thing. Is this when you can have cooperation? And what we accept, maybe some of thing I share here is not good idea, and we will remove or modifying it. But the idea behind it is like, you go through your normal missions like you do, and oh shit, there is an assassination on my head, or oh shit, there's a black squad here. It will be a different challenge.
I like that. That's really cool. And now, in your opinion, what sets Beautiful Light apart from a lot of games in this space that more games keep are popping up?
First of all, I think one of the good things we did is we are not surfing on the vibe of extraction shooter as we start this project. I mean, I started this project 4 years ago. So when extraction shooter was not even so popular. At this time, I mean, even Escape from Tarkov was not, didn't have the boom on Twitch and stuff like this. So we have a long time to think about the system. And I mean, I think we have the time to not be on the urgency to have a project, and to just, okay, we need to have an extraction shooter, let's do this. So we have the time to think the mechanic, to change the concept a lot of time. So one thing is on the atmosphere. No one of the extraction shooter at the moment have the same atmosphere than us. I think Pioneer, if have extraction element, we will see, will be maybe the only one who will be close to us. But yeah, I mean, we are unique in this vibe, this stalker vibe. Talking about the book one more time for legal reason. So we have this thing and the SCP universe, because I mean, most of people is like, oh, it's stalker, or oh, it's a SCP game. No one of us. But yes, we take a lot of inspiration for the two universe, like a lot. It's massive for SCP. Like, I'm a huge fan of FCP, so the second thing is asymmetrical gameplay. And the third thing is we have so many features you don't accept to find in an extraction shooter. Terminals, puzzle solving, stuff like this. I mean, also this difference between going outside than inside in very claustrophobic environment from the bunker. The whole game itself, I think, is you when you play it, you can say, okay, it's like this game, but with these features different. And this is what makes us pop out of the other extraction shooter, because we really bring something who is new. One more time, when I say this, I hope maybe we'll see in 2 years, 1 year after the release, or 2 years, I don't know, and people are gonna say, yes, it was shit. So this is not something we can know really before than the game really be out and people loving the game over years or not. But we try to design this mindset and doing basically our own stuff with the game. The thing we liked, and hoping that player will also like it.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And now, will there be a hideout or a base, or where you're, or that's lore? We'll get to that down the road.
We are not opposed from the hideout IDs, stuff like this. Maybe one day, but for the moment, it's out of scope.
Yeah.
Basically, if you are on our Discord and where a player asking this feature is planned or not, and I will say out of scope.
Yep.
That means we put this in a box of ID, and most of them will never be done.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, we kinda like to do some of this ID, but there is so much important stuff to do before.
Yeah.
Then after we will think about it, and it needs to also fit in the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, let's go for the highlight of extraction of Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah.
It's funny. You have something to grind.
Yeah.
You have your own place, but every player has the same places. And you will never go inside to manage your inventory and stuff like this.
Right.
I never see a streamer using the FPS view. It's fun 5 minutes, but it's all. And the reason behind this is Escape from Tarkov is already super complex, and you spend a lot of time in the menu, and you don't want to have a trillion fast for this. So is this really a feature who is suitable for the game? Is there a different way we can do it, for example, or not? This is the idea, basically, when we need to think. It's not an answer. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. But the thing is, this is thing you need to think when you are dev. And it's why sometimes what appears as a good idea on the first time is in reality very bad idea. Because when you really have the full suite, it just doesn't fit. But one thing I love, for example, is in the cycle, you have this hub when you can meet other players.
Yes.
So for me, an idea like this, like having hubs for the player, but doesn't disturb that the how fast you can join a game or things like this, can be a super idea.
Yeah.
And basically, if one day we are doing this thing of hideout, it will be obviously linked to the faction system, because we have a faction system. And obviously, if I do something like this, I will want to have some war with base defense and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So maybe one day, but far away.
Yeah.
Like the game need to be worked before.
Yeah. That's something I liked in the first Division game, where basically you can there was never a loading screen. You just basically walk from your world into the building and into others players around there, and you can just interact with that, with them, and then move out onto your gameplay. I think that was a cool way they did things.
For the cycle?
It's the Division.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Division have a super cool thing for this. One of the artists, basically the artist who made all the closes, is an absolute fan of the Division.
Yeah.
And we all play it a lot. So I get your point.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. The hub in the Division is excellent.
Yeah.
The Division 1.
Yes.
The Division 2...
different story. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the first Division, the DLC, the Survivor DLC, was the one that really got me hooked into that sort of survival type game. It was just so well done. But back to the game. So not so much the hideout, but on will a player have to build up his inventory of weapons and sort of armor, or it's just you pick and go, and you don't? That's some aspect of the game you don't have to worry about.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
There's no stash system like in Escape from Tarkov when you need to organize your stuff every time.
Yeah.
It's like automatically organize, and there is no like a limit to it. It's like I have this weapon, I go. Imagine the menu of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but when you have number on the weapon, indicate how much weapon you have of this category, how much ACOG and stuff like this. And so you can go to the trader, buy this kind of stuff and stuff like this. And the only thing you can do is dragging from this thing and put it in your bag for the red. But most important thing, you have presets that you can edit and do. And so you can buy or load the preset instantly. Like and it will be buy for you if you have the money and stuff like this. Place it in your bag and stuff like this. So it's not like really managing. It's the major idea behind it is we hate managing the inventory. So we want something like you can in 2 button basically join a red. So maybe more than 3 button, but like click, and then I'm gone. Up, I'm dead. Click, and I regen the game again.
It's not a menu simulator essentially.
Yes, it's a walking simulator. It's different.
So now, when it comes to these type of games, there's, in my opinion, there's 3 things that are important. One is, the netcode, the anti-cheat, and audio to make a, audio is because there's some history with audio. But anyway, in your opinion, what are sort of, how would you prioritize or sort of put a balance on those 3 things?
I will react for your 3 points. I mean, for me, the most important thing is the game is fun.
Yes.
Because, you can have the best anti-cheat in the world. If your game is not fun, it doesn't matter because no one will play
True.
it, cheater included. But side apart, yes, there is a huge issue with the 3 points you say. The first one with what, sorry?
Netcode, sort of making sure when I shoot and...
So, most of the issue in netcode for the moment for video game is basically economical reason. Like it costs an insane amount of money to host server.
Yes.
And so basically what game dev usually do is to lower the tick rate. And also try to lower the charge on the server. So it's bad, especially for high-end player who is very competent into the game and stuff like this. Just for the knowledge, I was professional player on eSport during my study on Rainbow Six Siege. So if you Google and write my name, you will see. And I did some I win French tournament and stuff like this.
Very cool.
National tournament. So I have a background in eSport as well, and so I know what it feels when you hit something and misreg. So the good news is we cannot misreg into the game because we use what we call the Battlefield 1 philosophy of netcode. I will not go too much in technical detail, but you basically cannot misreg. But there is another issue with often talk for the misreg is the fact that you can die when you are already behind a cover. There is no solution for this. It's like it's a physical limit. I know some players like I answer a lot of questions on Steam about this on Steam board of the game, but there is no real solution for this. It's basically a physical limitation of the reality. The server is on a location, you are on a location, and the other player is on a location. There is time for information to transfer, and usually when you are dead behind a cover, it's not network prediction and stuff like this. It's just that the information takes time to reach your computer, and the server try to manage fairly what is a fight. So yes, it's important. You can reduce this this thing. Okay, so you can just improve server quality, maybe up the tick rate, but the cost is insane. And the reality is, it's matter for high-end players, but it doesn't matter for casual player who doesn't see it.
Right.
And so it's pragmatic. But if you want the game to live, basically we cannot go. We need to win money at some part to also fund other projects. So there is a limit where we can improve server. And the second thing is anti-cheat. There is no solution. Okay, let's not lie. You know it. Everybody is talking about artificial intelligence anti-cheat and stuff like this. It's something we are studying for the moment, but except we are going for a very heavy solution like Valorant have, and who is not perfect. Let's be honest. There will be cheater. It's something. There is a huge hope on artificial intelligence anti-cheat. We hope We are already in discussion with some of them and seeing what we can do. But I don't know if they really work, and it's something we're going to discover. But yeah, I mean, it's so easy to cheat in video game for multiple technical reasons, and it's so hard to counter them. And just a thing, when you think that developer doesn't care about cheating, it's not true. I mean, first, indie games are devastated. Indie developers are devastated when the game is just polluted by cheaters, because it's not fun. And second, for major company, if you think they only care about money, which is kind of right sometimes, they lost a ton of money on this. And I see so many times people saying like, yes, they cheat, but they win money over banned account and stuff like. Not at all. I mean, the number of people who left the game and who buy skin and stuff like this, who never come back, is an insane loss of money. And most of the cheaters buy arcade accounts from legit people and stuff like this, so they don't win money on this. And the third thing is audio positioning. And audio positioning is like a super hard, complex system. So for the moment, we know from the playtest that we are super good on around you. Okay. So when someone is behind you, someone in front of you, someone on your right, someone on the left, it's perfect. On this point, we are perfectly fine. The only issue we have is top and down, like most of the game. And the issue, it's like really hard, because I mean, you have only two headphones, two speakers. And you don't have speaker above you, you don't have a speaker under you. So it's really hard to make the player understand by the sound that it's up to you. So there's some technical, like applying a low pass filter and stuff like this. But it's still always hard. And this is where we're going to improve. But for the moment, I mean, I won't say our sound is better than other game, because I think all of the game has specific issue. But most of the players who play to the playtest say the sound is really good comparing to other. I let you imagine the name. And so we are fine on this. But it's not really because we are very competent on something like this. It's mostly because in Unreal Engine, we are using Steam Audio and Unreal Engine, a combination of the both for the sound. And it's working well. So it's fine.
All right, cool. And now, sort of like end game, what's your thoughts on, because, like in other games, when you sort of get to, you max out your levels, you did all your quests, how do you keep a person, interested? Is there going to be, sort of side missions or mercenary missions you were talking about, factions, things to focus on once you, sort of you go through your,
the first point for me, if you have, maybe I'm wrong, but we will see if we are right or not with Beautiful Light, basically. But the first point, in my own opinion, is if your PvP is really fun, that you have your end game. And because Unshowdown, basically, Unshowdown have an insane PvP, and player doesn't care about end game and stuff like this, because the PvP is so fun that you come back and come back and come back, and this is a good way. And Tarkov have also a very fun PvP, but for me, the issue is they are so centered about the loot that it makes when you are rich, there is no really feel to play to the game again. And I mean, I'm a huge player of Tarkov. I love this game, and congratulations BSG for this game, because they nailed it on so many points. But the economic is for me one of the issues of Tarkov, because when I'm 20 million or 200 million, you don't care about dying. I mean, we Freon will run toes with thermal at some toes with thermal sight at some time in the game. So just to say, but you don't really care. And this is one of the issues. How we handle it in Beautiful Light, we hope we did a good job on this, but we will see basically, and we need basically to test it. But we have the same principle of Hunt. Basically, we almost focused to make the PvP fun. And the second part is we have some tools like what we call Expedition, who is very, very late game, who offer you challenge. But let's not lie, I mean, if the major point is PvP, if we achieve to make the good PvP, then
people will come back.
Yes. If there is not too much cheater, of course. This is also a very concern. One point about cheating, we allow private server, as I said before. So it's something you can always do. It's to host your own server.
Yeah.
It's not a super solution, as there is no, it's not interacted with your stuff and stuff like this. But you can still play the game with safe experiences.
Okay. Cool. And now, anything, any goals you got coming up in the next year you want to hit? Any shows you're going to be presenting at?
So we revealed the TGA trailer at the Fear Fest, the 6th of September. 6th of September. So we'll see if people love the trailer or not. But it's 9 months work, I think.
Wow.
So by North Studio. So if you don't know North Studio, this is a guy who made one of the Xbox Live trailer, but also they do all the trailer for esports for Valve.
Oh, okay.
And Riot also for Valorant, the esport trailer, not the game presentation one, which is too good. They did an insane work, and I hope it will be pleased for people. But also now there's not much show. Not a lot of dates.
Yep.
We are not attending to convention and stuff. No one invited us. So, but it's also because we are rookie in video game dev.
Yes.
So we are exploring, and also my own philosophy is just to go straight.
Yeah.
Like we doesn't really look on the how people are doing stuff. We are doing our own mess, basically, and try to ship this game because it's only what matters to us. But when a studio or a publisher come to see us and say, "Hey, can we do something?" we are always open, and we are always so happy. So we are actually speaking with a lot of publishers. To be honest, we don't need them, so we tell to them. But we are always open to publishing offer because if they bring a large amount of money into the game, then we can expand the studio, make other project, reaching new goals for Beautiful Light and stuff like this. So we are basically, to be perfectly honest, the word is essentially that put money into it. Say a number, and no matter what is the number, know that we will never allow anyone to enter into the creativity process of the game.
Yeah.
So you can come part of the adventure if you want, but the only condition is we don't want a shitty thing into the art direction and stuff like this. So we planned microtransaction, to be perfectly honest, with skin and stuff like this. But for example, we don't want a banana in our game skin. All the skin must be 100% accurate with the lore.
Right.
And stuff like this, and keeping always the good universe. We don't want it's not casual features because it's insulting for casual players, but you got the idea. We don't want to simplify the game or to make something much as it just to reach certain amount of player.
Yes.
We want to deliver our own experiences and our vision of the game. And if don't please to some players, there is other action shooter and stuff like this.
Exactly.
But the wish is not to make the most money possible by doing a CPZ game. I don't know if it's correct.
Yeah.
But if you got it, this is the mindset of the studio.
Excellent. I love it. Well, Eric, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you taking the time. Wish you the best of luck. I can't wait to see more what's happening. And again, you mentioned you guys do live streams developing the game and whatnot. People can check that out. What's your Twitch channel?
Twitch / Aherys with my nickname.
Yep.
But you can also we are very open on our Discord. So if you want to talk with us guys, you can just come on the Discord. We have also playtest is open for everybody.
Oh, cool.
We people can register for it. Then we do sometimes a random, not so random selection, and we let people in. So basically, depending of the test, sometimes we need people with powerful computer, sometimes not, but most of the tests are random selection.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you again. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye.